Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Today,
This hockey. They're the most brutal hits in the NHL
set another player on a ride. Because during a close game of the Stanley Cup final, Lucic went against Hamhuis, and the rest was history.
boom. That guys.
So even though the Bruin players went after Hamhuis, and it was so brutal, it even got himself injured. But at least dude didn't almost kill another man, like our 19th moment. Because even though Lucic took a deep before, his hit against Mike Van Ryn was close to assassination. Yikes. Dude had cuts all over his face. No wonder fans were going wild. But to be honest, if there's anyone that's wild, it's got to be Alexander Ovechkin. You know, the crazy Russian without any teeth. Usually he spends most of his time getting on the score sheet, but this time he had his eyes set on a different target.
Wilson tumbles it toward the zone, but Schmidt turns it away, and then Ovechkin throws a thunderous hit.
Alex Ovechkin has 78 hits coming into the
Yeah, bro literally laid Nosek out, and not a single one of his teammates were out there to back him up. That might be worse than the actual hit. It's one thing to get taken out by Ovechkin, but imagine getting hit checked so hard.
Yo guys, that felt like it hurt.
What a hit check. You rarely see them anymore. That might be the best one.
Oh my god. Bro literally did a front flip and no one even cared. But what if I told you one player made a hit so badly, it got him sued? See, a few years back, in a game between the Nashville Predators and the Calgary Flames, every player was heated up. But things got a whole lot more interesting in the second period, when Wideman got hit with a nasty tackle from the back. Now, I don't know if the tackle ended up dazing him or what's going on, because what he did after almost cost him his career.
Yeah, that doesn't look good, guys.
The linesman down at center ice. There was a collision there between one of the Flames. And Don Henderson is down.
It was after that things started to take a nasty turn. Because Wideman didn't only brutally cross-check the referee, he also showed zero remorse for the incident. The referee in the league obviously took that personally, and you could tell things were about to get nasty. The league handed Wideman a 10-game suspension, and the ref took legal actions claiming he was so busted up he wouldn't be able to work for years.
Yeah,
So the
guys,
judge
that
ultimately
doesn't
came with a wild ruling. He told the referee straight up, "You were only cross-checked, man up." Hell, the ref was even forced to pay Wideman's legal fees. That's a huge L, man. First getting smacked from behind and paying him? That's wild. About as wild as Torrey Krug, because one second he's down without a helmet, the next... God damn. Without a helmet? That has to be one of the cleanest hits of all time. But it can't be knocking your opponent and the ref with one blow.
Ovechkin destroyed Route 2. Alex Ovechkin wasn't too happy to lose his balance, so he...
Wow. Bro had his cheeks all over the place. But imagine getting hit so bad you get clowned by the entire world.
And the vision is pretty good. Said not too bad.
Guys, if you played hockey, you will probably know how much sometimes it is. Like Nicholas. Right, Nick?
Look at that.
Yeah, like once, like can I tell you something, Nick, that you didn't know? Once at the rink, someone got shoot in the belly and it hurted him, and he felt it, and then they brought him upstairs, and then they said, whose name is Elfie, and then that, and then they told what happened, and then they went to Elfie, and then yeah. So that's why hockey is a little bit dangerous, guys.
Marchessault's down here and hurt and needs some help, and so the play is stopped.
Oh my god, that was brutal. Pro really said night-night, but in all seriousness, that blindside could have sent Marchessault straight to the hospital. So it's no surprise that the whole stadium was losing it. The NHL eventually released a statement saying they weren't going to suspend Wilson. Are you serious?
What happened on the Tom Wilson hit?
I have the puck. Try to make a play. I see the puck going away. A couple of seconds late. I don't
Seems like the NHL will let Wilson keep holding these brutal hits without any suspensions. One player almost got killed. Dude literally shoved him into the bar and didn't even have the decency to check on him afterwards. That's crazy. But not all hits need to be life or death. Nicholas
Ooh,
shows why he has
Nick,
wall in his
what
last
is this? It hurts my heart. This is breaking hearts.
Oh my God! Bro told him to sit his ass down. And
Oh.
now that we've reached past number
Yo.
10, let's take this to a whole new level. And what a better way than to start with a time Trevor lit.
Dang it.
Pizzas,
Commercial.
Oh, yeah. It's Domino's perfect combo.
Ugh. 48, 47, 46, 45, 40, 43, 42, 41. Yeah, sorry.
Dumb commercials on YouTube.
Nick, should we tell about the thing on the TV, which is Playground? Should we tell them? Okay.
I called my attorney now at the law firm. They got me $600,000.
You have a case? Call us now. Find out.
Guys, you don't need to see this. Right now, just look at me because this is not good. So, guys, guess what? If you like our channel, you could get Playground, and it's very good. It could be on your Christmas list, and you could get it. Okay.
The hit in itself was brutal. You gotta be proud of Trevor, who actually tries helping Norton out of that messy situation. Hitting someone through glass is cool and all, but one player had the balls to go toe-to-toe with Alexander Ovechkin.
Ovechkin flanks Marchand. Talk about a major collision here. Marchand gets it, steps up in front of Marchand, and then Ossoff with a hit from behind on Ovechkin, and then Marchand finishes.
I don't even know what to say. Hitting a toothless Russian, bro has a death wish. Anyways, for number 7 is a hit I just can't explain.
Speeds it around for Larson. Oh, and him lined up, and he builds it, and then Larson's down and maybe out.
But it's not even the hit that was dangerous. It was the aftermath that was scary as hell.
Oh, man.
That was honestly a close call. Bro was out cold with skates that close to his neck. Crazy. But not as crazy as number 6, where one player made such a dirty hit, it had everyone losing their shit.
Oof, that hurts.
The craziest part was that this hit had Cousins' fear for his life. Cuz Branson made it his life decision to get his revenge. I don't know if it was his Viking roots, but man was on a mission.
That's a suspension right there. Erica Branson had no.
My God, man. Bro was literally beating the living shit out of him.
First of all, the hit by Cousins is extremely dirty. So we've been talking about this forever. You can't hit from behind. And not only does he hit, he launches himself at Goodbranson. So I understand why Goodbranson is extremely mad, and I understand why later he went after him and fought him. I don't get why he's given a suspension and nothing happens to Cousins. This is something that I think the league has to address.
Can't believe they didn't suspend Cousins for longer. That's wild. Not as wild as number 5, because remember the wall? God damn, bro was out cold. But for number 4, we gotta rewind the time. It was Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Boston versus Vancouver. And with Vancouver winning the first 2 games, Boston knew it was a do-or-die game. That's when everything changed. just give Aaron Rome a 4-game suspension. It changed the whole outcome of the finals. Because that's when Boston realized they needed to go back to old school hockey, which eventually made them win Game 3, Game 4, Game 6, and in the final Game 7, Boston bounced Vancouver with a 4-0 win, securing another Stanley Cup. I never, ever thought I'd see one hit change a Stanley Cup final. But at number 3, one player gets completely cleaned out.
Blues come running back in Sundquist.
Sorry,
He gets
guys.
cleaned out by Wilson. Sundquist stays down. And the host
At least that hit didn't put Sundquist completely out. Because at number 2, one player got blindsided so badly, they had to roll him out. See, David Booth had worked his whole life to reach the NHL. And what happened during this game would eventually change his life forever.
Here comes David Booth. He has the Panther goal tonight. Oh, did he get hit hard? Oh, my goodness. Booth is down. I got hit hard up high.
Booth's face is blank, just laying there on the ice. That's scary. Not even Booth remembers the hit. Since that hit, Booth has had a lot of mental health issues, which eventually forced him out of the NHL. It's crazy to think how one hit can change not just your career, but your whole life. But even though that hit was wild, our number 1 spot is impossible to describe.
first. The net is empty. It's a easy does. He's a price, but
Man, that hit was brutal. No wonder the Canadian players lost their cool. But in the mix of it, there was one player that made this clip top our list. See, if you closely look, you see number 27. Yeah, that's Nikolai Ehlers. And what he's doing during this brawl is a one-of-a-kind. He sees that Jake Evans is completely knocked, and he's doing everything in his power to protect. Bad respect. What's even more crazy, though, is that Mark Scheifele had the guts to say this.
What your reaction was when you were informed it would be 4 games.
Yeah, I think it was pretty excessive. I wasn't expecting that. I was pretty shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Smoking that weird
Bye.
shit, you know?
Bye. Peace. The end of the Video. Bye.
Peace.